afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's EdTech Tuesday session. Today, we're going to look at how you can use Adobe Express to help you create class projects and posters. So today, please keep your mic muted, but if you do have questions, please put those in the chat. Valentine is here with me, and we'll be looking at that chat and answering those questions for you. If you haven't registered on the PD system, make sure you do that. The session number is 356515, and the link is also in the chat. And then remember to do the remote check-in so you can get credit for attending today's session. And that check-in code is PSJA Tech. So today we're going to take a look at Adobe Express. You can find it in your My Apps, and I will share the slides with you, and there's a link there right to My Apps. And you're going to look for the Adobe Express icon, and you're able to join and have that Adobe Express account. This is just a cute little animate your voice activity that the students can do.
Try out Adobe Express with your students and let them show their creative side. You will not regret it.
So I just made that quick and simple, but the students could do that as a project. You cannot assign that in the classes, which I'm going to show you, but they can. You can give them the link and they can log in and do that project.
Try out.
All right. So when you get into Adobe Express, you're going to see the Adobe Express for Education. And this is the landing page. On the left-hand side of the landing page, you have some categories here. The one category we're going to look at today is classrooms, and you can connect with your Google Classroom, so that's pretty cool. And we're going to be looking at the educator resources today. You also, if you click home at any time, that will take you back to this page. This is your landing home page. Once you start creating Adobe products, you will have your stuff here in that folder. You can have branding, if you're branding for your classroom and have different mascots and things, you can do all that. That's a little bit more, we're not going to be talking about all that today, but you have that there. And then down here are just some class projects, events and clubs, drawing fun, different categories you can look for creating your different templates and so on that you would want to share with your students for them to do some different projects. So on the Educator Resource tab, this is where you can find quick projects. You can find guided activities, which actually give the students step-by-step on how to use the tools, I would say, in Adobe Express. So that might be something you would want to assign right up front, and maybe just that doesn't go with your curriculum, or maybe it does, but I'll show you those activities and the step-by-step. That will get the students kind of used to using some of the tools. And believe me, students are not afraid to find. They're going to learn pretty quickly. They're not afraid to click on everything and find all those tools. There's also K-12 templates for different assignments. There's adaptable templates for your classroom activities with editable templates. There's free professional learning on this site as well. And they also have blog posts. Now, classes is fairly new with Adobe Express. You can actually create a classroom, and then you can connect it with your Google Classroom and give your assignments through Google Classroom. And you can also just use Adobe Classrooms without Google Classroom, if you would so choose. And this is just a little, oops, sorry about that. This is a little step-by-step on creating a class. You do have to create a class in Adobe, and you can connect with your Google Classroom. I'll show you how to do that. And I will share the slides so you'll have those steps. And then creating an assignment. There are 6 different kinds of assignments. You can create infographic, poster, presentation, video, webpage, and drawing. Those are the 6 that they have right now that can be assigned to the students. I will also go through these steps on creating an assignment. Now, once you create the assignment, you're in Adobe. It's in Adobe until you then add it to your Google Classroom, which you just click here and you create an assignment in Google Classroom and it sends it right over. So it makes it pretty simple. And then when I share the slides with you, you will also have access to, these are some fairly new videos that I found very informative on Adobe Classroom. It's like a little series that someone had created on YouTube, and I found those helpful. So you will have the links to those there. So let's go right into Adobe Express and take a look live at all these different tools that are available for you. The animate your voice, this was the first little one I had on that video. If the students come into their Adobe landing page, which they can also come in through the My Apps, I believe, they can click here on animate your voice. And this is the where you can choose a character. So they have several different characters to choose from. There are some different categories. You can put all, and you can see there's several different characters to choose from. Or you can look for just the new ones or people and creatures, kind of, narrow it down if you want to do that. And then you can look at the different backgrounds they have to offer. And then you can also do upload an image right here for your background. So if you have something you'd like to add. And then you can look at the size. They have different sizes you can play around with. If you're putting it on Instagram or something, if you're creating something yourself that you want to share with the students, you could look at those different sizes. Once you have everything selected the way you want it, then you just simply record. So that's something to play around with, and it's fun, and then you can download it and you have an animate your voice. That's not what we're looking at today, but I just wanted to show that because that is one of my favorite tools. It's kind of fun to play around with. So on the home page, you do have some suggested quick actions. Here's the guided activities are also here on the home page. You're gonna see those again on the educational resource page. So you can just kind of scroll down and you can see there's a lot of different templates and flyers and image generators for AI. There's generate text effects. So you have a lot of features in Adobe. We're going to go ahead and click right here on the educator resources. And we're going to create a template that we can then add to our Google Classroom for our students. Before we create that template, I am just going to kind of scroll through. These are the quick guided projects I was talking about. There's a few of them to choose from. These I like because it's going to show the students how to use the tools. So maybe you just want them to do a poster about their favorite subject, and you can click here. And this would be, getting used to those tools. Then over here on the right-hand side, it actually has a little video tutorial for the student. It's going to tell them
In this class project, you will create a graphic to share your creative identity. You will learn to edit photos, text, and icons. Let's get started. Step 1. Click on the image to change it. In the image panel that appears on the left side of the editor,
so you can see it's going to show them what tools to click on. And as it guides them through, you can even train them to pause and then come and work on it and then continue playing.
Click the replace icon. Upload a photo of yourself from your device. To resize, click your image and then click and drag the circles at the corners.
So you get the gist. They can kind of work on it and watch the training. And it's only 1 minute and 36 seconds, so it is quick, but it's going to get them used to using some of the tools in Adobe. So I liked how that works. And so those are the guided. And then there's some more guided activities here. You can actually search by content subject. So right now it just shows all, and there's not like a ton, but there's several. But if I want to just look at science, it narrows it down to the 3 that, are science. And then you also have here some templates. So again, it's by subject. We can click on science. And then over here, you can actually have it generate a template for you. So let's try that today. So we're going to look at we're looking in science. We can actually filter down. They have some new filters here. This is going to be a student activity. So notice it changed the template. Maybe have some different templates for students, not just for teachers. Let's also change the grade level. Let's do upper elementary. Okay, and so now it gives us some different templates that we can kind of look at, and you can see if you're studying some topic, and we can probably filter down and do a look at a topic as well. Maybe we're studying the ecosystem, so I'm going to select that one. Now, you can just use this template the way it is right now. And we can share that with the students. And you can actually assign right from here. And I'm going to show you, we can also assign from the classroom. So I know some people are wondering, can you lock things down? Because sometimes you have a template and you want students to have their creativity, but maybe there's some things you don't want them to change. So as you're creating your template, you can right click on anything you want to lock, and you simply press the lock, or you can lock and allow text replace. So it's not going to change the location, but they can change the text. So you have some flexibility of what you want to do. So I'm just going to lock that in. Notice it has a little lock here, so I know it's locked. At any time, if I want to come and unlock it, I can just come and unlock it. So I know teachers like that feature because sometimes students, you just want them to have a little bit less control on what they're doing. So if you need that, you have that flexibility. So I'm going to just pretend I'm ready for my template to go to the students. And so now I can actually find this in my stuff because it automatically saves for you. And I can give it a title if I want to over here. And I'm just going to delete what's here. I guess we'll call this a flyer, or maybe it's an infographic. That's probably what it is. And so now that's saved in my stuff. So again, I could assign right from here, but we're going to actually go back. And we're going to go to classes now. So now I'm in the classroom, and we'll look at some other projects, but I do want to make sure we get to the classrooms because it's kind of a neat feature. I have created a Miss Demos class, and Valentin is actually a member of that class. So we're going to see some work that he does. Here is where you're going to create a new class. So if you have never been in and you want to create a class, you're going to simply create, and I'm just going to put Miss Pingle's science class. And once you create your class, of course, it will be there for you. Here we'll put science. And then you're going to select your grade level. And then if you have a period, you can select that. And if not, you just leave it blank. So then you're actually going to save the class. And now here is where you can import your Google Classroom roster. Now, if you just want to use Adobe Express and you don't want to go through Google Classroom, you can have students join with this code. You can give them the link and then they join, or you give them the QR code and they can join the Adobe class. I would recommend going through the Google Classroom because it makes it quite easy. If you click on your Google Classroom, you're going to continue with Google. It's going to ask you for your account. And so if your Google Classroom roster changes, you just need to come back and re-import the upload roster. So if you get new students, you are going to need to come and re-upload to that class so that all those students will be connected. I'm just going to do Add Miss Demos class. And of course, you're going to select your classroom and then you're going to import. Okay, and so now I have the class. And so now I can create an assignment. I'm going to actually go back to Ms. Demos because this is where Valentine is. So I want to make sure, and I think he was in that other class now, so he's probably in there as well. Here we do have a few assignments. I'm going to create a new assignment. And I'm going to be the info system is the title. And then here you put a few directions. And, you know, you would want to be more specific. And I'm spelling infographic wrong. You want to be, you know, give some clear directions there. For time purposes, I'm just doing that. And then, of course, like a due date. And here you have the option of the class gallery. Do you want other students to see other students' projects? So this is just kind of fun because they all can see then if you click here, it opens it up and they're able to see what other people have done. So that's up to you if you want them to have that option or not. Totally teacher driven there. Here is where we're going to find our projects and our stuff. Now, right now we have a template, so I'm going to click on my stuff because we did the ecosystem infographic right here. So I just find the template I want and I upload it. Okay, so now that is attached to my assignment and I can assign. I can see the student view too, so you can make sure you have your directions, your due date, and then this is where that view the class gallery will be if you turned on that option for the students. And if you didn't, then they won't see that. And so then I can assign. And if I needed to go back and edit something, I could go back and edit as well. Now, the assignment is created, but it's not in your Google Classroom yet. Right now, it's in Adobe Express. So here, I can copy the assignment link and take it to my Google Classroom if I want to, or give it to a student another way, or I can add it to my Google Classroom. You can even add it to your team's classroom. I don't think too many of us use that, but if you do, it's available. So here I'm going to click on my Google Classroom, and then I'm going to choose which classroom it was. And do I want to create an assignment or just ask questions, announcements? I'm going to create the assignment here. And here again, you can just, you know, put your title. You can put some directions. You might just say read the Adobe directions if you don't want to type them again, or if you do. You can see the assignment link is here, so it's attached. Here you can assign to all your students, or just like Google Classroom, you're here. Individual students, if you're trying to differentiate, you're able to do that. And then you're going to have your points. This grade category, you might not see that because that is a new feature we're trying out. So if you don't see that, you might not see that yet, but maybe eventually you will. So once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and assign. And now the students will see that in their Google Classroom. All right, let me go back to Classrooms. And I'm going to go here. Now, if I click on an assignment, this was a character analysis I did earlier with Valentine. I can see the student work. I can see if it was turned in, if it's in progress, if I've already returned it, or if it's not started yet. So you can see Valentine's is blue. So that means his is complete. So I can actually click on his assignment and see, you know, what he added. And then over here, I can grade it and give some feedback. So that's kind of neat feature. And then the ecosystem, you can see it hasn't been started yet. So you can kind of remind them, hey, you have this assignment, you need to get it started. So that's how you add to the classroom. It's very simple. But let's go back to our educator resources so we can look at some of the other templates and activities that we have. Is there any questions so far? All right. So now back in our educator resources, again, you can filter and search for, you know, what you need. We have some adaptable templates for your classroom. So here you can view them all, or you can kind of look, and you can just take a project like this All-Star project, and you can think about, how can I use this with my students? So here, maybe you're talking about a character in a reading story, and you could have their character. They can put an image of their character, and then do like a little quote from their character, you can change the prompt here, what attributes does this character have? And you can have the students right here. So you can adjust this to pretty much anything. Maybe you're doing social studies and you're studying famous figures from historical figures, and you can use that for this. So you can think about different ways to use the different templates that are available to you. And there's lots of templates. Again, you can generate templates. You can choose one that they have. Let's try generating a template. So does anybody have a certain subject or topic we want to generate a template for? Let's see. A food web. Okay, let's do it. So let's see if they have anything on a food web. Thank you for your response. And you can see there's different, if there's a website, there's banners. Let's do a banner, a web page. Well, I don't think we want to do a web page. Let's do a banner. See what they have available. Oh, look, it brought up different restaurants. Maybe I should put food chain, huh? I think that's what Lori meant. And I'm just going to put, I'm going to take off banner. And we have a few ideas here, but let's try to just generate, let's do a filter for a grade level. I guess we'll do the upper elementary, and let's generate and see what it comes up with. So it gave us a few different ones. It's probably not what we want. So we can go back to the drawing board, or find something else that might work better for us. Like this one is actually probably better. Has a little bit of the food web, and you can totally change everything you need here. If you like the design, you can change all the information to, make it be what you want. So I could put food web, and then you can change, the students could add their own animals and like the chain of the web. So you're able to design, and then they're able to come in and finish the template. Whatever template you design or choose, you're able to come in and edit that. And here you can assign it. Once you have that right from here, you can assign it to that classroom. So you're able to do that. Again, you would have instructions. I'm not going to type anything there, the date, and you're able to get that assignment. And we have lots of different classes now. Put it in our science class and we can assign. So it's pretty simple to use. There's lots of templates available. I mean, use it with your content curriculum. Think about how you can have your students be creative. Again, we would add it to the Google Classroom. I'm going to skip that step for now. But you're able to do a lot of different projects, and we can get the students see their creative side, and fit it into what we're already doing with our content. And it gives them a little bit more creativity maybe than just, designing something on paper. Students love technology. They love to get in here and design. And who knows, maybe we'll create some future designers technology-wise in our classrooms. So hopefully you will use Adobe and get in here and create some projects with your kiddos. Maybe try out the classroom It's a very easy way to connect with the students and get them to be able to get that template in Adobe. All right, and then here we have professional learning development. They have some videos for teachers, so if you're interested in any of those, they're mostly 30-minute little self-paced courses. So if you're interested in any of that, and then if you're interested in reading, they have some different blog posts down here on using Adobe Express in education. We also have some editable templates right here that are already created for you. So there's lots of things, resources and templates and posters and projects. So the sky is the limit. So start using those with your students and have some fun. All right. Any questions from anyone? If not, we're going to have Valentine. He was going to get our wheel of names ready for us so we can have a door prize drawing.
I was talking and I was muted. We are ready, Deborah Pingle.
All right.
All right.